Welcome back to the dusty bookshelf of cinema history. We all know the 1960s were a time of experimentation, but based on today's list, I think some filmmakers were experimenting with the wrong chemicals. We aren't talking about Night of the Living Dead or Psycho today. No, we are diving into the bargain bin of, wait, they actually filmed that. From laser-eyed robots to Leslie Nielsen fighting demons before he knew how to tell a joke, these are the weirdest 60s horror movies that nobody talks about, probably for legal reasons. Let's see what happens when the 60s get spooky. Imagine a family reunion where the host is a laser-eyed robot. That is literally the plot. A mad scientist dies, but not really, because he uploads his brain into a metallic body that looks suspiciously like a spirit Halloween mannequin. He invites his greedy heirs to a remote island to read the will, but instead of cash, they get disintegrated. It is a technological nightmare fueled by 1960s optimism and budget constraints. Watching people argue with a stiff animatronic while fearing for their lives is peak cinema. If you love sci-fi horror that makes zero sense, this is your haunted castle.
Of this forsaken place, a monstrous evil lives. 4 men and 2 women are summoned from beyond the grave to keep a rendezvous with death, bringing an entirely new dimension of horror to the screen.
Must have been a terrible fight. Yeah. The same thing is going to happen to all of us if we don't destroy this thing.
You have been warned. Your coffin has been reserved.
Edgar Allan Poe rolled so hard in his grave during this production that he generated electricity. This adaptation takes the classic tale of guilt and masonry and adds a distinct flavor of we ran out of money. A man suffers from vague madness, a missing wife, and a feline that just stares judgmentally. Is the cat evil? Is the man crazy? Is the boom mic visible? The answer to all 3 is yes. It captures the gothic mood of Gothic meant stumbling around a dark, set screaming at a pet. Is atmospheric, confusing, and hilariously overdramatic and weird.
See for yourself. From the pen of Edgar Allan Poe, America's master storyteller and weaver of weird tales. Poe's immortal classic of horror and hate. The most terrifying story ever filmed.
I thought you were my friend. You black demon.
Nothing he does, nowhere he goes, can he escape the torment of the Black Cat.
Where you gonna run to? Say.
I'll kill you for that.
For unimaginable shock scenes, see The Black Cat.
If you ever thought Hitchcock's Psycho needed more shimmying and less suspense, have I got a headache for you. This film is what happens when a thriller collides with a discotheque at high speed. A father tries to save his daughter, but the plot keeps getting interrupted by frantic go-go dancing sequences that last 5 eternities. The villain is less terrifying and more annoying, looking like a rejected lounge singer. It creates a new genre called musical anxiety, where you fear the next song more than the knife. It is truly an endurance test of fringe dresses and bad audio.
What drove this maniac to take her? Any way he could. It's explosive and shocking in every terrifying scene. If you are strong enough to stand the shock, see Psycho A Go-Go and live an incredible nightmare of fiendish terror. Who are the Go-Go girls? How do they live? Some live only for kicks. They get their men. But sometimes it's the wrong kind. A psycho who gets his kicks a different way. The most terrifying of them all. A madman who murdered to a wild rock beat. What fiendish horror lurked in the mind of this sadistic madman? Psycho A Go-Go. His hate and twisted cravings suddenly focused on this one beautiful nightclub star. And he would kill anyone who stood in the way of his insane desire, including her.
Even
See the pulse-pounding go-go girls. Haunted by the most terrifying psycho of them all. Psycho a Go-Go!
Before he was the king of spoof comedy, Leslie Nielsen was fighting Lovecraftian demons in a tuxedo. It is jarring to see the Naked Gun guy looking serious while researching Sumerian curses, but he actually nails it. A series of murders plague San Francisco, and the culprit is a distinct ancient evil summoned by a distinct human evil. It features mists, monsters, and a plot twist you can see from space. Unlike the others on this list, this is competent, which makes it the weirdest one here. It is a genuine gem hidden in a pile of cheap costume jewelry.
Power to abandon this body and enter yours.
This is my fiancée, Miss Evelyn Lang, and this...
And Mr. Kingsford.
No. Don't touch it! Put it down! That thing felt like it was alive.
Everything will be answered before the day of your wedding.
6 killings that we know of, and 7 spokes in the Sumerian wheel.
We shall have the answers. All of them, at last.
This movie has been re-edited so many times it has an identity crisis. Is it a vampire movie? A beatnik art film? A wax museum thriller? Yes. A mad artist kills women and dips them in wax, believing he is the reincarnation of a vampire ancestor. The continuity errors are the real villain here, as characters seem to teleport and change personalities between scenes. It is a surreal dream of red paint and confused actors trying to make sense of 3 different scripts taped together. It is a glorious, disjointed mess that demands your absolute and total confusion.
You come back to me just like I knew you would. To create death together. Exactly.
He's an artist, blessed with talent, cursed with a vampire's lust.
So where would you like me?
Here, try this.
And there you have it, 5 reasons why the 1960s were possibly a collective hallucination. If you enjoyed watching me suffer through these plots so you don't have to, please gently tap that like Butoni. Drop a comment below telling me which of these disasters you'd actually watch, and if you want more deep dives into the weirdest corners of film history, hit subscribe. Until next time, keep your doors locked and your robot relatives unplugged.